Welcome to another episode of Get Organised with DeCluttr Me with myself, Shelina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. Today, my guest is Louisa Burden of I Heart Me. She helps people to be themselves, but better, if I'm not mistaken. And you're here to share your expertise to understand and overcome the influences of your past so that you can be fully present and a happier, healthier you. Welcome, Louisa. It's lovely to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you, Shelina. It's lovely to be here.
I am so excited to have you because you're going to talk about negative emotions and it's something that I have to deal with so often with my clients. So I thought this would be great to just chat away, get to know more, get to find out how to get rid of them as well. So yeah, I'm so excited. So how did you start? What did you do before you started this business?
Long ago.
Oh, okay.
Long ago. As my mum told me once when I went home, she said, you know what? Ever since you were a young girl, you just said that you want to make people beautiful. And it kind of struck hard on me because I was busy with I Heart Me. And I realized that it is a beauty from inside. And I struggled with my own inside, the feelings that I had inside, that I wasn't who I was really. But I remember when I was in high school that when somebody was upset, I always wanted to make them happy. It's almost like a bit of a happy hunter, you know. Yeah. I want to make them feel good. I don't want to see them so sad. It really, it broke me to see people unhappy because I thought that there's so much to be happy for.
Right. Okay.
And I think that was underlying, kind of brooding, you know, kind of boiling. And I started with somatology, which then is the study of human anatomy and physiology, gearing into cosmetology. So massage and facials and manicures, pedicures. And when people come in, they looked a certain way. Yeah. And when they walked out, they were smiling and feeling good. And that was all exterior. And then I took a break because there was babies. And then there was babies and we moved country. And it was all kind of like maybe just, again, you know, just putting it on the side burner. And then one day I saw this young girl in a community that I was driving through to go see a friend. And it was sad to see her. There was a confidence element there. There was something that maybe I saw in her, that she was showing herself a certain way, but it wasn't who she was.
Was this like on the street or?
Yeah, she was standing in the road. I didn't know her. I don't know who she was. She was just standing there. And I thought there must be, and she was a teenage girl.
Right,
though.
okay.
And I thought, well, with what I have in beauty therapy, I can help them on the outside to feel better. But I knew again there was something deeper. And now having RTT and knowing emotions, I know that from the inside out, we can be much happier than what we show.
But I suppose with even when you were doing like the massages and the mani-pedi, that was helping them in a certain way and lifting them, even if internally they were not feeling great. I mean, I know that sometimes, like yesterday, I got my manicure done and I was feeling tired and exhausted, but it lifts you and it does make you have a happier mood to have nice nails and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of self-improvement. It's also a little bit of care for self. And then also is this nurturing, you know, somebody is spending time on me, somebody is touching me, that connection, you know, even though you're not maybe speaking to the person or you're speaking to the person, it's just that feeling of being nurtured and connected, that it's a very, very deep subconscious part that gets infused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I think when people say they don't like that and they don't like people touching them, I always think you definitely need that connection. You definitely need someone to be touching you because it will help you. I feel there's something, no?
No, 100%, Shelina. Yeah. I mean, what baby doesn't want to be held?
Yeah.
What baby? And that is our truest form.
Yeah.
When we were born, we were 100% our, call it what you want, spiritual self, true self, higher self, soul self. You can call it, but it was our higher self. So we did what we did. If you see a 2-year-old, she will do cartwheels in a dress, you know, or he will want to have that because it's his. He wanted now, you know, we were functioning from a very deep true self of us. And we want that connection. We are built for that connection.
Yeah.
Even when, babies that struggle to take a breath, the moment there's skin on skin contact. So we want that. It's only learned behavior where it says like, oh, no, I'm not a touchy feeling, because we learn that we have to defend ourselves. We have to be protected because maybe something happened in our past that said touch is dangerous.
Okay. Yes. So that's that makes sense actually. Yeah. So if they've gone for abuse or something like that, then oh my God.
And don't we all feel, if we're in a relationship, or if we go home and mom gives us a hug, or husband or wife just held us, baby sitting next to us, child, or however, we always feel better.
We do. Yeah. I have it with my cats. So when my cats come and cuddle up next to me. Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah. And they know when you're ill or when you're not feeling right. Like my two, one of them is not the most cuddly. He doesn't come and cuddle up to me as often as the other one. But when he does, I know that it means more because he knows that I am needing his love.
And sensing.
Yeah, they
and
sense it.
Can I tell you something? Sideline news. Yeah. The vibration of cats purring is the vibration of healing. So when you say, thank you for my healing, and they lie wherever they lie, on your lap, on your chest, wherever, receive that healing. They're there. And he does that because he knows something that you don't know yet.
Yeah, no, they
or maybe do. Yeah.
They do. And you're right. Yeah. And I just feel better. I wake up next to them and I'm like, yes, I'm healed now. So, so you got to this point, you saw this woman and you thought this, I need to help her. But then what led you to start your business after you saw that woman? So you starting I Heart Me.
Yeah. So I Heart Me started from the outside. So to teach girls confidence through caring for themselves. You just mentioned it. When I go for manicure, I automatically feel better. When I do my makeup, I feel a little bit, there's something that makes me feel a little bit more me. I'm prettier, better, whatever the reason might be. When I do my hair against when I just pull my hair back. So it was just helping them to feel more confident within themselves by caring for themselves on the exterior. I then progressed into knowing that there was something deeper. So I stumbled across RTT, Rapid Transformation Therapy. In my own journey, it wasn't meant to be part of the business. It was just my own journey because I knew that there was broken pieces within me.
Right. Okay.
And searching for those pieces and healing them. I call it emotional kintsugi.
Emotional what? Sorry?
Emotional kintsugi.
Okay. What's kintsugi?
Kintsugi is so beautiful.
Okay.
It's a Japanese art of fixing something.
Oh, the gold thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, okay.
So the porcelain, it breaks and then they put gold in.
Yes.
So when you are healed, you're more valuable.
Yeah.
So I put a bit of a gold between those emotions.
So can I ask what happened to you, if it's not too personal, that led you to realize that you needed the help yourself?
Well, it can be personal or not, but it is the truth. It was a misunderstanding. When I grew up, we all perceive things, and because we don't have that logic, when we grow up, because of brain development, I couldn't make out what I needed to make out. So maybe I said, oh, I didn't receive love the way that I needed to. Or maybe it was what happened to me that I wasn't good enough, or I was different, or whatever it was that came about for me. Didn't make me feel 100% myself. I wasn't happy within. I showed happy. That's the difference between self-esteem and confidence. I showed happy. So everybody said like, well, I'm happy, but once I really connected with what really went on inside, I said I wasn't happy and I needed to kintsugi.
Nice. Okay. And so you started your business and you've been helping people with negative emotions, but what negative emotions do you see with clients? I mean, you've seen it with yourself, but what negative emotions do you see within your own clients as well?
The biggest one is not feeling good enough. And good enough in what? It doesn't matter. I don't feel good enough in myself. I don't feel good enough in my job. I don't feel good enough with even my pets. I don't feel good enough to be here. And it all comes into that. So it might be because I felt indifferent, or it might be that I felt, it's all the words that we give ourselves, the beliefs that we imprint in ourselves. So the main one is that, and then judgment. Judgment is a big one. We self-judge, we judge others, we judge situations. And that judgment kind of brings the feelings and emotions to us that essentially then boils down to this major not being good enough in ourselves.
And how do clients reach out to you? What's their breaking point to get them to this point to say, okay, I'm feeling too negative, I need to contact you? Because, I mean, I have depression, I'm on happy pills, as I call them. I sometimes have negative emotions, but I don't know if mine are that much to think, okay, I need to contact you. So what point do the clients get to you?
I think it's when there's a breaking point. When there's a point where they go like, I can't go on like that anymore. It was a point for me as well. It's either now this or discontinue. So, and if you're brave enough to continue with saying there's other types of help, we can go for our weekly meetings. We can go and take the medicine. They all help. But there is an underlying reason why we struggle with like depression, anxiety, any of these symptoms that comes about. Yet again, going back to a 2-year-old, you can ask a 2-year-old, are you depressed? They're just happy, you know. Do you have anxiety? They're all inborn into us, instilled into us of how we perceived our surroundings growing up. And the first 6 years is the most vital years of what we soak in. We sponge in everything. And then we live that truth, what we made up for ourselves. And then it starts developing and then eventually becomes something serious.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is RTT? You've talked about that.
Yeah. RTT is rapid transformation therapy. It is a therapy that has been formed by Marisa Peer, world-renowned, amazing, lovely, beautiful. Basically what RTT does is it works with clinical hypnosis to get into the subconscious mind. So I use the metaphor that it's only like a key. The hypnosis is like a key. We are in hypnosis state twice a day, before you go to sleep and just before you wake up. You're in that state of hypnosis, yeah. Or sometimes we daydream. You go off and somebody says, hello, and you're there again, you know. So it's just basically getting into your subconscious mind, that 95% of your mind that drives you to go and see what it is. And then we use different types of tools that has been combined, something from CBT, NLP, psychotherapy, psychology, to understand the root of those emotions and then give it a different perception. And
what do you mean by give it a different perception?
Often it happens that you saw it not the wrong way. You saw it differently from what it really was. And when you look at it from your adult perspective, you go like, which includes logic. You go like, okay, well then that was silly. Like social anxiety. I had a client and social anxiety, and we had a session, and afterwards she said, well, that was just stupid. That was just silly. That was silly of me to have that conclusion on it. But because she was so young, she didn't know what she knew or didn't know. And that influenced her to develop this anxiety around the social event.
Right. Okay.
And it was as easy as that.
So it's just that easy that you just go in and say, no, you don't. Just explain. I think I need a bit more information. It's,
of course. It can be that easy. It can be that easy as going there, looking at the situation and seeing that was what you made your mind up wasn't relevant.
Right. Okay.
It was a misunderstanding. Often more than not is a misunderstanding.
In your brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
A misperception. And then to repetitively tell yourself the different story.
Right.
Like there's two ways that we learn something. It's either by a massive emotional impact, like let's say an accident.
Right.
Then I'm scared of driving. Or it can be by repetition. The mind loves to learn by repetition.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of a shock, a happy, like I would remember everything about my wedding day or the birth of my child or when I lost a cat, you know, or like any situation where there's a massive emotional impact, or then repetitively learning a certain thing, like exams or telling yourself constantly. I remember when I was once I ride home from school, and I never knew what I said to myself then, but I said to myself constantly, I was so tired. I went like, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And ever since then, it kind of helped me in a situation where I was like tired and I wasn't in the mood for it. Subconsciously, I said to myself, but this too shall pass.
Right. Okay.
Unfortunately, this too shall pass means the good things as well, which we know when we go on holidays.
Yes, I know. Yeah, no, I know. It is, yeah. Especially when you go to a nice place and you're like,
yeah,
I don't want to go. Yeah, no.
It seems shorter, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. When you love it so much. But then I'm always happy to go home and go back to my lovely bed and my cats. Yeah,
I know.
So there is that as well. So
yeah.
So you also work with teenagers. Now, teenagers are, they have a lot of negative emotions. Their brains are not mature enough, I guess, in a way. And how do you help them with dealing with their negative emotions? Because their parents can't,
Yeah, well, if we are a parent and we have our broken pieces, we raise our kids with those broken pieces. So it kind of gets passed down, or we kind of break. It sounds harsh, but it is that. If I don't have patience, I wouldn't be able to use patience. I have it, but I don't know I have it. We do have patience within. So with the teenagers is for them to understand that they are not their emotions. They can use all the range of their feelings and emotions. Now, the difference between the two is that we have 34,000 feelings that we can feel.
34,000 feelings.
Yeah, 34,000 feelings. It's quite a broad spectrum of feelings.
Yeah,
it's like English weather, isn't it? I heard.
No, English weather is not as bad. Like
so
no,
much.
No, it's mostly just drizzle all the time.
Okay, so one. Okay.
Yeah. But 34, really?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah. We don't know that we have those many that we can experience. These are the smaller ones, like irritation and frustration, or maybe a little bit of excitement, a little bit of wonder. These are all the
range of emotions,
the small ones,
right.
And they funnel down into the major 6 emotions.
So what are those major 6 ones?
Major 6 ones is angry,
right?
Sad, fear, surprise,
okay,
disgust, and happy.
Okay, I was wondering when happy was going to come. Yeah. All right, so happy. Okay,
yeah.
So it's sort of like what was that Disney movie?
Yeah,
Inside Out.
Inside Out. There we go. Yeah, and that's brilliant. Exactly. I love that movie.
So that was that 6. No, that was.
She was Joy. Yeah, there was like 4 there.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Because it was joy, sad,
anger, and then fear was there because he's the tall,
the
skinny
fear,
one.
Yes,
yeah,
he was fear.
And then so you notice from those 6, only 2 is the good ones.
Yeah,
the rest is. And why? Why is that? It's because we have to be. Our brain is geared to be negativity biased because we are meant for survival. So we need to watch out for these things.
Right.
So you make yourself aware of the bad ones.
Right.
So when it comes to the teenagers or anybody else, go like, okay, you see them. Acknowledge that negative feeling, let's call it. We can't say yes, negative, positive, because a negative feeling can be positive as well. And we say, okay, acknowledge it and give it its job, but then move it over to somewhere else.
But how does it? You said about the negative emotion can be positive. How can negative emotion be positive?
Because let's say I'm fearful. I'm afraid of heights. Why are you afraid of heights? Because and we only have 2. We only have 2 fears that's born inside of us. Sorry, yeah. The one is heights and loud noises.
Oh.
The rest is developed.
Right.
So height, if it's too high, and that's why babies go backwards downstairs, because they test the stairs. They first need to learn how to handle their bodies when it comes to different heights.
Yeah.
And so we're not talking about skydiving or parkour or anything.
Parkour I can do, but skydiving, no. None of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
jumping.
safe. I'm safe. You see, we're safe on the ground, right? Rooted.
It's more the rope thing.
It's the rope thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the bungee.
Yeah, bungee jump. Yeah, and I've seen the videos, where people hit the ground. It's like,
no.
Yeah, no. It's
bad. Gosh.
No, thanks.
Yeah. So where it can be positive is to say like, oh, this is too high because I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you from going too far. But our soul self, our higher self, the strongest part of us that resides also in our subconscious mind, which is part of all these feelings, that does the work for you if you don't put that part of you dormant. And that is, some people call it the sage self. She works against the saboteurs, and the saboteurs works with the negative feelings in order to help to protect us.
So this was called the sage selves.
The sage, yeah. There's a doctor. He does positive intelligence. Can't remember his name now.
Okay, all right.
But he calls it the sage self. Now we can call it anything. It's your true self,
right? Okay,
and that true self is strong within you, but he gets placed on the sideline because of the saboteurs. And the saboteurs gets born. There's 9 of them.
So what are the 9 saboteurs?
It's like stickler. It's like the victim, the avoider, the high achiever. Oh gosh, I'm not going to remember.
Really? There's all these. Oh my God, there's so much stuff.
I know, right? And this all comes from the inside. So if it's so messy on the inside, and all you need to do is you just need to infuse your higher self.
And how do you infuse your higher self then?
Allowing.
Allowing how? Like, yeah, what do you mean by allow? I hear it, and what do you mean by allowing? Yes, tell me.
So
I'm very blunt today. I'm like, tell me everything.
There we go. I'm happy to tell everything because I have so much words to come out. Inviting. It's calling her to say, and she's coming to serve you. So we'll talk about she, right? And you may be a she, and me as a she. So I'll call her. I'll say to her, I'm going into a difficult situation. Come and serve me. Speak for me, or however. This sounds very woo-woo, but it works. You might have been in a situation where it was really it's maybe like a stressful situation, and you go like, I can do this. I know I can do this. And you almost go like, Shelina, you can do this, right? Being your best parent, right? And then what happens? You go in and you do it and you outperform yourself. You activated her. You said to her, come, do this for me. And she's happy to play with you. She wants to expand. So she wants to go into very, very tricky situations. She wants to be tested.
So this higher self, are you thinking of it as a phenomena or like God, or how is it thought of?
Almost like it's like a spiritual self. The way I normally explain it is that before you started, the woo-woo part of all the conversations I have, before you started, the part that puts you on earth. Now we can go anywhere. We can say this is God, this is the universe, it doesn't matter. A higher entity decided that you need to come to earth. And she sat there with a flame. That's you. That's Shelina. Shelina is ready to come to earth. And then Shelina's coming 100% to earth because there's no mistake in you. You are perfect. You are 100%. And then it's like, okay, we need to put her into something. And you get placed into this vessel, which is body. Now we do everything with body. Long hair, short hair, makeup, no makeup, dress up, dress down, eat more, eat less. It doesn't matter. Exercise. Body wants to feel certain things, but body is directed by mind, and mind is directed by that flame. So that's why when you're on your strongest days, you can say, no, Shelina, you can do your best. And you do your best. Your body just follows because it always goes a thought, a feeling, and action. Action is the body. You won't act if there's no thought. But the feeling makes it, and that's why emotions are so important, is the feeling drives your action. So it can be where both us can be in the same situation, but I might be very stressed out and you were thinking it's the time of your life. Let's go jump rope, right?
So it's just sorting out your like being emotionally intelligent with dealing with what's happening next or what's happening in your life. That's interesting. So we were talking about teenagers before. So confidence is important to succeed in any age. For parents listening, why is it crucial to support the confidence in children during their forming years and further as adults? Because, we talked about ourselves and, how our higher self, I can't talk properly, our higher self helping us. But, how do we get them, the teenagers, to feel more confident, and for parents to help their kids to get more confident and feel that higher self as well?
Through the span of your life, the first 6 years is the most important developmental. And to be a parent is really a releasing game. It's really ultimately creating an adult, isn't it? So the children rely on so much from their parents, physically and emotionally. For the first part, it is really a physical development because the mind develops from the back forward. The prefrontal cortex, which takes up about a third of the mind, which stimulates emotions, by the way, working with the amygdala. Big terms. Amygdala is the emotional center.
Yes, yeah.
So
I remember this from biology.
Oh, well done.
I did biology A level.
It's wonderful how the body works.
Yeah.
It can be messy as well.
Yeah.
So we learn, because it develops on back forward, we learn to first handle the body, and then comes the emotions. So emotions gets imprinted, and then after, like on the teenage phase, it is really to help them to understand the emotions. Now, the difference between confidence and self-esteem in my world is self-esteem is how I see myself. This is an inside job. Confidence is how I display myself to the world. That's the outside part. So I can be very confident, but inside I'm breaking apart. But if my inside is a strong one, naturally my confidence would show that as well. So the teenagers still need the parent, even though they hunt independence. They have a strong will to move away, which is healthy, because they know that they're going to leave parents behind and kind of go into the big adult world and have to do it by themselves. But they still need that confidence and that belief that the parents have in them to hold on to until they release it themselves.
Right.
Teenagers are like cats, by the way. They come.
How so?
Baby is like a puppy. They always want attention. They always want to be held. And teenagers like a cat. They stay in their place. They love sleeping a lot, and they come for affection when they're ready for it. And come to eat. That's when you see them.
That's the best analogy. Actually, it's very true. Yeah. They're like Persian cats. Actually, they want to be loved. My first cat was a Persian, so yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They just want to be alone until they don't want to be alone, and then they'll come to you. Let's talk about social media, because that's a big thing. And I mean, I'm big on social media, but my nephew is 13 now, and he's on social media, and it's a worry for the parents, the grandparents, and Auntie Shelina has to deal with it. So, what is the impact emotionally, for their emotions and for everything, like their feelings inside, because social media is not great, especially now.
Yeah. And isn't it wonderful that there's good and bad in everything? So internet is good because we can learn something, we can post podcasts, we can expand from the internet. We don't have to have that range of books that they came and sold door by door.
Yeah, God, Britannica, that was, we had that,
Yeah, you were we were very smart with those books. And now we're smart with the internet, so it can give us that. Unfortunately, with teenagers, they don't have that logic to sort things out. They're very driven emotionally. So the dangers with social media, and something that I teach my teens and those who come through my door as well, is to keep it as an outside game. Whatever is said and whatever you see, keep it on the outside. Don't let it in, because once you let it in, it's going to influence you. So things that you see that's negative, scroll past it, because you need to change the algorithm that sends it to you. Because obviously, as well, is as you scroll and you stop and you watch and you stop and you watch, it learns what you want to watch. So if it's negative stuff, you're going to get negative stuff. You're going to become negative because that's how we learn, repetitively seeing. So it is to constantly say to him, if it makes your heart black, scroll past it. If it makes you feel a certain way, scroll past it.
So you're sort of sorting out the algorithm in your own brain.
That's it.
Just like you would on TikTok.
Yeah.
Which is,
yeah.
really tough algorithm.
And it's hard to see these videos, but once you scroll past and you said, it's not part of me, scroll past it, it's not part of me, you teach yourself that you are more valuable to receive good stuff.
Right. Okay. I think, that's great, but it's so difficult right now. What's happening in the world. I think even for adults, it's really difficult right now to deal with all this negativity. And what do you think, like, how do you deal with that? And how would you help clients with that? Because just myself, I'm just screaming into the ether, looking at the social media right now and what's going on in Gaza. So how would you help people dealing with those kind of negative emotions? Because that's our reality right now, isn't it?
I don't want to say it's easy, but if you want to make it easier for yourself, you say, okay, then it must be about control, because we need to control something so that we can feel confident in it, isn't it? So the question that you ask yourself is, can I control this or can I not? You're in control of your own feelings. So you can control how you feel about it. If you have control, if there's something that you can contribute into it, then you can hand over those emotions if you're physically there to her. But then it's these two parts. It's the inside part where you say, I can only control how I feel about it. I feel sad. That's a lovely thing to give over to the situation, is to say, I feel sad for the families. I feel sad for the children. I feel sad for the whole situation, but you're not in control of the situation. You're only controlling your feelings. And then it's a beautiful thing to give that feeling of sadness and empathy, or maybe sympathy, over to the situation. But then if you can't control the situation, you can't make it your situation.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
So you can contribute, let's say financially, or sending over old clothes, or however it happens. There you've given something, and then you give yourself that recognition that you've done something now. And that's the maximum you can do, unless you want to go over and help. So, and more than that, I think it's just influencing ourselves. If you allow, we allow ourselves to feel a certain way. And if you allow yourself for more to come, then you're going to feel more.
Yeah, that's
so
true. That's
go
true.
Watch baby kittens or puppies or somebody baking a cake or opening up stuff. That's a big thing as well. Like watching somebody open something.
I know, but there's the ones with
Unboxing.
the man that opens up toys. Have you seen the toy? There's the guy. He has this monotonous voice, and he opens up boxes of toys. And my nephews, when they were kids, used to watch these YouTube videos over and over again. So they were watching one so much that my brother bought the toy. They never played with that toy. It just lied in the living room. And I laughed when I saw it. I was watching the video with my nephew. I saw it up there and I went, my brother was like, what? And he went, yeah, we bought it because we thought they really wanted it.
No,
they were just obsessed with the video of opening this box and listening to his monotonous voices.
And probably associating also because the box came and they did exactly the same as this guy, probably also in their head rehearsing.
Yeah.
Felt great about it, but that's it. Because the guy didn't play with it.
No. He never plays with it. He just opens. It's just it's madness. It's like when they open up phones and I'm like, you just take it out, open it up. Anyway, so yes. But anyway, on that happy note of talking about toys, thank you so much for being on the show. How can people find out more about you and to talk to you as well about, the help that they might need with their emotions?
Yeah, of course. My website, iheartme.ae.
Which we will put on the show notes as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or they can reach me by email, welcome,
At
because they're very welcome,
okay.
at iheartme.ae.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
awesome.
they can go on there. I am on Instagram, but everything will direct you from there.
Okay,
so
great.
they can just get in touch. It's the easiest thing to do. It's just to know which control you have.
Right.
And it's the control you have inside.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was so informative and fun to talk to you and to find out this stuff that I didn't even know. There was how many emotions? 300?
We have 6 emotions.
6 emotions.
Basic emotions, the big ones.
Yeah.
That drives us to our actions.
Okay, that's just...
We have 34,000 emotions.
34,000 emotions.
Feelings, sorry.
Feelings, sorry, yeah. That's going to be in my head. Like that's a shocker.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
They funnel down. So the feelings stack onto each other to form the emotion. And how do we deal? I have another fun fact for you.
Okay.
What is the best way to deal with an emotion? But the negative ones, let's say the sadness and the anger and the fear and so forth.
Chocolate.
Oh yeah, but I'm not a chocolate person. I know. I get that reaction. My friend said she's going to take me off Facebook, and I'm like, please, not Facebook. Any place, but not Facebook. Otherwise, we're not friend for life anymore.
Okay.
But
okay, sorry, go on. Yes.
Love.
Oh, yeah.
And interesting enough, love is not an emotion or a feeling.
What is it then?
A basic need. It's a survival need. It's your survival. It's your food for your emotions. Where food and water is the nutrition for the body. You need love. If you don't have love, you flatline. That's where all these symptoms are born, because that's the moments you didn't feel love. And then your body suffered for it, right? And love is the most basic if you think about it, when you are so in love, when you held your cat, do you feel frustrated?
No.
When you are so in love with something, like I'm in love of this room.
Yeah.
Like, look at this room. Do you feel angry or any other emotion?
No, you're just at peace.
Good,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
You're at peace. And then patience come. So love kind of conquers all.
Amazing.
But it's the basic of our survival. Food, water, love. Full stop.
Who knew that? Like, you hear it, but you think, but that makes so much sense. Yeah.
And how can you give love?
Physically.
Yeah, physically, emotionally.
Which goes back to what we were talking at the beginning about the touch and everything.
That's it. But there's 3 A's, how we charge our batteries. Appreciation, acknowledgement, and acceptance. If you give through, and it's easy, I acknowledge that I've done this and I did well for myself or for somebody else. And do it for your cat. Oh, I love you so much. And starts purring, yes. Right? Acceptance. I accept you 100% because love needs to be unconditional. There's no condition to love. Love is just neutral. It's on the cusp. It's nowhere. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just enough. And then what is it? Acceptance, appreciation, and acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that. That was a lovely ending. We get to love at the end.
I love love.
Yeah.
Love is like my favorite. I'm so passionate about it.
No, it's lovely. Oh, thank you so much, Louisa. I really appreciate it.
Oh, this is lovely. Thank you for having me, Shelina.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening and watching today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, press like, share it with your friends and family, and stay tuned for next week's episode. Take care. Bye.